Good morning.
Hi, friends.
10:30 my time, 9:30 your time.
Time zones.
When you think you have that extra hour to do some last minute things, and it's like, nope.
Nope. Nope. Don't have it. It's
But
fine.
today I am super excited, and even what you just showed me is a game changer all in itself. I'm super excited to play with that, and even what we even discussed on top of that. So I've dabbled in the Facebook Creator Studio. I see it. I have some app on my phone, so it helps me, make sure I look at all my comments, because otherwise I have all these red numbers that tell me I have something I missed, which drives me crazy because I'm an admin of way too many pages, even ones I don't do anything for. Um, so that gets annoying, but I do like how it feels like Facebook is really trying to make that Facebook Instagram seamless, like that integration, making it easier. Before, we could only post from Instagram to Facebook, but now it feels like we can, when I go into the publishing tools, it allows me to connect with Instagram and this, I don't even know what it's called, some business creator. I don't know what it is that I have now, but so I am super excited because I know you use this.
Yep.
For all of your publishing. So I'm going to share the screen and just let you take it away. I'll display some comments to interrupt you and go with the flow. Or if you lose internet, we'll just have fun with that as well and start answering questions. So we'll just go with it. So go ahead and add this.
So my internet day is super slow, you guys. Of course, the day that we really need it, it's just where we're at. So, yeah. So Facebook Creator Studio, there are so many different, apps, things that you can use to schedule your posts. Scheduling our posts saves us so much time. I'm going to stop sharing for a second just because it's distracting me. Saves us so much time and really lets us focus on the things that we need to be doing. So focusing on those client relationships, focusing on our actual transactions, right? Like I've been arguing about a roof for 3 days now. And in that time, I don't necessarily think to say, oh, wait, I need to also post on my Instagram or my Facebook. So there's different things. And I know several of them, like Hootsuite, isn't owned by Facebook. So when you're posting on Hootsuite, you might notice that your engagement isn't as high as when you're posting directly from Facebook or Instagram. But the Facebook
and that was going to be I just put it in, but I don't even see it in here yet. But that was going to be one of my questions is I've used Buffer, Hootsuite later, all these other programs.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming because Facebook owns Facebook Creator Studio, they're going to favor post schedule, just like I like to schedule as much as I possibly can within the actual platform for better engagement versus coming from Hootsuite or Buffer and I was curious about that on the engagement.
Yeah. So and then it also shows you the engagement of those posts. So what's working, what's not working, kind of lets you play around with that stuff. The one thing that I think for me, I really liked the ones where you could see what your feed was going to look like. It doesn't do that. So you kind of just have to, I've stopped obsessing over it. It is what it is, and it just goes. I kind of have a pattern that I follow with my posts, so it looks cohesive. And I don't really obsess about the, look of my feed. A lot of influencers and bloggers are very like, this is the color scheme it has to follow and all of those things. So you don't get to see it all in one picture in your squares, but that's something that like I would put them all together and look at it, and then it's really not worth it. Like
people like for later, that's why I like that. Right. But I can't. It's not like my office feed is between birthdays, anniversaries, miracles, right. Like all of that. There's no way I can give it any sort of a theme.
Right.
But I do like Hootsuite because they have that calendar view, so I can really look at it on the week and I can see the posts that something's going to be in there
posted.
And that's something I have such a hard time moving away from that because of that. But I run way too many channels.
Right. And I think that's, when you're running a ton of different channels, you kind of need to see that big picture of what's going where and when. When you're just a one woman, one man show, you don't necessarily need to know. It's just showing up. And I think that's the biggest thing, is the way that I've maintained top of mind is by showing up in my stories or in my Instagram feed. A lot of my business is very Instagram focused. So that's where I spend a lot of time. But if yours is Facebook, then stay on Facebook. But the cool thing about Facebook Creator Studio, and another thing that I've gotten away from, is you can post on both channels. So if you had asked me a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, should I be posting the same content on Instagram that I'm posting on Facebook? I would have been like, absolutely not. It's going to be redundant. People are going to see it. What I've learned is that my audience on Facebook is very different than my audience on Instagram. So I am talking to two different sets of people. So they're not necessarily seeing what I'm posting on Instagram and then seeing it on Facebook, or vice versa. So I don't care anymore. Like, I post it on Facebook and Instagram, the same thing. When it comes to listings, I tend to put those a little more heavy in Facebook, just because that's where my sellers are looking and that's what they're going to want to see. But then the content that I'm sharing, like I'll go through today, it kind of offsets that. So it's not like sell, 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 sell all the time. It's providing value and fun and community activities and all of those things. So,
yeah, I think I do almost the same posts on both platforms, but Instagram, even if I schedule it, usually Instagram is going to be more about the hashtags, just several different hashtags, whether it be the area or something, because I know I saved my feed is based on, the different hashtags that I follow. So I feel it gets a totally different vibe than what happens over on Facebook. Although Facebook now is telling, it's almost the same as Instagram, telling you how many,
leaning towards
hashtag friendly. It's unique because I've always been not very, hashtags on Facebook I use more for just like air quotes, I guess, versus, Instagram, it's based on my feed. My feed is based on the hashtags I follow. So it's interesting to see that transition starting to happen over to Facebook as well.
It is. So when I would post on Creator Studio, this is like within the last month, when I would post on the Creator Studio and then share it to Facebook, I would then go in to my scheduled posts and delete the hashtags off of Facebook. And now I just let it ride. So fine with me, because it takes that extra step away from having to go in and do something, which is.
No, I have it all the hashtags for whatever is in my notes. So I was vice versa. So it would go to Facebook and Instagram, and then I would go into Instagram, edit the post, add all the hashtags.
That's where I put all of them too. But the thing with Instagram that I've noticed lately is if you are using the same set of hashtags on every post, they are kind of muting you from the hashtag search. So
you're not as relevant. So I have like the basic ones, and I'm just thinking like my dogs, all the hashtags for my Great Dane versus my Mastiff versus this. And I try to change up to add cities in particular posts, but I do have like the ones that we use for my office or whatnot. And then the ones for Remax. I didn't even think about that, and I don't do them for all the posts because sometimes I forget, and it may be like a week later that I go in there and add them, but it is crazy when I do that,
you can go in there and add them, because then it might bring it back to life.
It does. And it
regenerate.
It's funny watching that happen. And I see that a lot just with my dog posts, because I'll be like, oh gosh, I keep forgetting. And I'll go in there and add all these hashtags. And all of a sudden I'm like, boy, I just got like 27 likes on this one graphic from like a month ago. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I just added all those hashtags.
Yeah. It's, it's fun. It is what it is. So the Facebook Creator Studio. Where am I? There we go. let's share my screen and see if it lives.
We'll see. We'll see what
Here we
happens.
go. So I put together kind of an October full of posts to walk through with you guys on how we do it. And then we're going to share in the creative group here in a bit the link to the Canva template to download the content. And it is all things that I pulled from the Remax marketing portal, from Remax Creative, or from the Facebook creative group, this group. And then one or two of them I just kind of whipped up myself. But I
just
think
doing that, and even for like myself to be able to do this for my agents, mind blowing, like game changer for me right then and there. And then figuring out the notes so that I could add things to say, just kind of like the bomb. I mean, really, that's what it is, except having that template in Canva allows you to easily, add a logo to it.
Yeah. Heather and I
can't wait to go play.
We were like, I was like, I'm just trying to figure out how I can share kind of an idea of words to say. And then Heather was like, wait, we can add a note, and boom, like game changer. It is.
I know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the week.
It's going to be great. I'm so excited. But the fact is there are so many underutilized tools that Remax offers to us that people aren't using. I will say, if you have the BombBomb social prompt, that a lot of the graphics are going to double up. So I turned off the social prompt just because I like to kind of put my own words, my own spin on it. So just be aware of that. It might be something that so today is National Hand Washing Day, and so if you have BombBomb social prompt, that may or may not be a post already happening. So then if you schedule it out to post yourself, you're going to double up.
And sometimes I like to use what BombBomb has. And because on an agent level, unless you're paying for the full BombBomb prompt, it'll only go to Facebook. But if you're on Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter, so a lot of times, yes, I have it set up, but I'll use the graphic and then like this to be able to schedule it out. So it's like I don't have BombBomb, and I don't it does go out at the same time for everybody. And for the average consumer, they're not friends with thousands of Remax agents. So, it's not like they're seeing the same thing at 10:15 a.m. today to see the same post go out. But I do like to do it at a different time, maybe a day before everybody else is.
And when we see it, I don't know, I see you and I, we have so many Remax friends throughout the globe, and it's like the same thing. And my whole feed will just be like all of the prompts, and it's just
and that's not for the average consumer, isn't going to see that.
Right.
But if you are just a single agent, you're just doing the free, social prompt, it's only going to your Facebook. So make sure, whether you have BombBomb sending that out, make sure that you are saving that to be able to post it to your other platforms, since it's only going to Facebook.
Since it's just there. So I just shared the link that should take you to the Canva template. Here's the thing that we weren't sure about, because I have the Pro, and yes, I am using Canva, and I'm obsessed with Canva now after being a stubborn mule for 2.5 years.
We were constantly, no, not going to do it. I'm fine.
I can't leave Photoshop. I can't leave it. I can't leave this. I can't leave that.
It took me 2.5 years of using Canva to realize that was basically all I use. I probably use my Illustrator, Photoshop maybe 5 times a year now, and I'm paying like $50 a month, and I keep every month I see that bill, and I'm like, I'm gonna go cancel it, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But so we're gonna walk through real quick on how we are gonna get to this content through Max Center. So I'm going to backtrack all the way back to my Remax home screen. So this is kind of something that I've learned just on training agents across the US, is that a lot of people will log in and they'll see, these first icons, and they'll say like, oh, I don't have Design Center, or I don't have the marketing portal. But if you click view all, and this is where we get to sing a song because my internet is so slow. If you click view all,
I think I've had to figure out which ones are really my favorites to show up on that top bar versus, because I used to have a lot of favorites. So then they're all hidden. So now I've gone through to have like my 5 or 6 true favorites, so that those are the ones that always show up on top there.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, where'd they go?
I just mix them up all the time. So literally my internet, we could sing an entire song. Or 5.
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
So here's where you're going to find all of these things. So Design Center, you have some tools to create content on your listings, because what I'm going to share today is basically just generic, like maintaining top of mind, reaching your sphere, all of those things. But you also want to share your listings. And I'm not saying that in like a listing. Something I like to do is pull a picture of the kitchen and say like, how gorgeous is this kitchen? Or, what's your favorite cookie recipe? And just kind of engage that way, but while also showcasing your listing. So it's a really good way to like not sell, but also showcase. But Remax provides to us a ton of great content. So you're going to go to the marketing portal, and then we're going to sing 362 songs. Then you're going to go over to the digital and social tab, which I had pulled open and it's dead now. Okay. And then, so here's where we've added, I did it or something. It's fine. But here's where corporate has added a social media calendar. On here is some great ideas. I would say throughout the course of a month, go in and pick, maybe here, I have it pulled up on my desktop. Go in and pick, maybe like 5 to 10 of these to share. Because if you are the person that's always sharing the National Day or the National Hot Dog Day, National this day, National that day, it's going to become overwhelming to the point where somebody might unfollow you. You want to remember that you need to provide value, but also provide fun. So these are all great, but I probably wouldn't share every single National Day. Maybe pick ones that relate to you, or that if you're a golfer, obviously you're going to share National Golf Lovers Day with a picture of you golfing and saying hey, here's my favorite course, or here's me golfing at blah, blah, blah. So that's just kind of my personal opinion on it. And then in the digital and social tab, also we have access to social media covers, all sorts of things, but also the social media best practices guide. Definitely check that out. But the social graphics and messaging is where I'm going to put, where I'm going to show you where we found these. So in the Canva template I shared is the hand washing tips, but I did not create that. I'm just sharing them for you guys. But here is all of what you can download, and you just download them. It can be a little tricky because then you have to go in and extract the PNG and all the fun things, but they're there. So use that as a resource. They're great about sharing relevant things to quarterly, usually at the beginning of each quarter, they're all in there. And then I just go in and download them and schedule them out. So then we get into the fun part of the Creator Studio. So in theory, you should be able to go to the October designs, and then you can just go in. This is where Heather and I weren't sure if you have to have the pro version to upload your logo. So I'm not.
Or to be able to customize, to be able to add your logo on top of it. I'm curious. So if anybody tries, I just know with the Bouge headers, they weren't able to change the background or something, but it could be operator error. I just know they were also on the free version. So that's where I wasn't 100% sure if you would be able to edit a template with a free version.
So that's someone that has the free version. Check into that and report back to us. I have not yet organized my uploads into folders because that's just not my style. But you can see that I can go in, I can add my logo. No. To it. And then I have a branded little thing here that has my info and my logo on it. So you can go in and do that if you want to. You don't have to, but that just kind of adds the extra. And then if people share it, then boom, there's your logo.
And then you can just basically copy that and then go to each one of those slides, paste it, move it to where you want it, and save them all. That's like, boom.
Yeah, it's incredible. I'm posting these today on my office's social media, so I'm not going to put my logo on them. That might be frowned upon. And then you just go in and then you can download them. So you have the option. I always kick it up to 2 just so that things don't get fuzzy, but it also doesn't overkill anything. And then you have the option to download all of the pages, or you can just click which ones you want to download. So I'm going to, we'll schedule this one out, and then I'll show you where we're going to add notes and how to use that. So I'm going to download page 1, and then it's going to pop up. And I kind of just keep them in my downloads folder because, you know, just not.
And I'm like, I have like a separate folder. Then I would label it October, and then
I move them after I've downloaded them. So once I've scheduled them all in, I move them into the folder where they came from. And then, so you can post in Facebook. So we can go and click post something, sing 362 songs, take a nice sip of tea.
I like Stacy had, we could do the happy birthday song or show me the money. And that reminded me of when at R4, the show me the money. Oh my gosh, I just had like a brain fart. When what's his name was, I got to hang out with him at the bar, and he was just hanging out with all of the Remax people.
Oh, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh.
So
and then I got home and got to watch, you know, because that's all the life changes. And what was that show, like Pandemic or something like that, from like, gosh, so long ago with the monkey or whatever. I was like, that's who I was hanging out with right there, because he was really young.
This guy. I didn't see that.
Like, yeah, I don't know who that is, Dad.
So you just go to post something, share a photo, and then just say, you know, hand washing. I'm looking at the wrong screen.
So as you're typing that, I see it's allowing you to add more than one pictures. Will it let you do that for Instagram? I know no one else, I don't think, allows you to do multiple photos, like for a slideshow.
It did, and then it didn't. And I don't know that I've tried it. So we'll go in and we'll try it again.
But you can do like schedule videos.
Yep. And then even like stories, which is
that's
pretty cool. Nice. And then you can also, so it gives you all of your little emojis over here where you can go in and, you know, you can't search them. So this is where I do things a little differently, because now on the new iOS, you can search emojis. So you're not sitting here scrolling through every emoji imaginable.
I use copyemoji.com, because then I can just do a search. They all pop up, copy, paste.
So I'll do that, or I'll just sit on my phone and put them in my notes. And
for my notes, I have like everything. And I use Google Drive for like the common things, but.
Yeah. But now we've discovered that we can put it in Is this my internet or is this me being user error? It's just frozen now. But yeah, so then I'll just copy it and paste it. And then now I can even go in and copy and paste the content.
And Morgan was able to put her logo onto those graphics. So thank you for letting us know, because I wasn't 100% sure.
I'm frozen.
But so I still see you, so it's just like the screen part.
We're gonna skip the emojis for today, but yeah, okay, you can add the emojis in there. And then
oh yeah, look at how many emojis came up.
It's fine. It's fine. We're really aggressive with the washing our hands. This is the joys of internet. I don't even know what it is. It's because I'm here. That's why. So there's that. So let's start over. So post something.
And Stacy, right now we have this. This live is actually being streamed in the Remix Tech and Tools as well as the creative group. So if you're missing out on some of the comments we're showing, it's because it's probably being done in the other group. So wherever you're watching this, so we actually get a feed of comments in both places, but I don't know where somebody's watching it. But yeah, so it's actually being streamed live in both groups right now.
And it's not my computer, Anna. It's the internet.
And you did try to do a Mac. Didn't something happen?
Yeah. So fun fact, I did buy a Mac and I was so excited to get back to my office and open it after trying to decide what to buy for, I don't know,
a year and a half. Forever.
I don't make decisions well. Okay, guys, I don't like change. And I get back to my office so excited and I opened up my Mac, like ready to have that glorious moment. And it was a box of flooring tiles and 40 batteries because somebody had stolen the MacBook.
That is so crazy.
I
think you're totally frozen now. Okay, there you are. You're moving.
Okay, so happy National Hand Washing Day. Here are some hand washing tips. Then down here at the bottom, you're going to see a Share Now button. So you can either share it right now or you can schedule it. So we're going to schedule, or you can save it as draft. And I'm going to schedule it for, I don't know, today at noon Central Time.
Yeah, I was just going to say which time zone.
And then it'll post today at noon. So now it'll go to my Facebook, but I can't put it from Facebook to Instagram right there. So up here at the top of the bar, you can see the Instagram button. Now this is where you can post from Instagram to Facebook. So I spend most of my time in the Instagram part of the Creator Studio. And then over
this is
here,
your business page, correct?
Yep.
Because this is not, they don't allow scheduling to a personal, correct?
They don't allow it to a personal. So you can be a creator, because I just switched my account to a creator account with the new Reels. I didn't have the music. And so when I switched to the creator account, I did have the music, but now it's gone. So I'll probably switch back to a business account. But in here, you can create a post either in your feed or in your Instagram, in your IGTV.
And what is it? What is makes something go to the IGTV? Is that something like over a minute or something like that?
Yeah, and now like with Reels developing, I don't know that necessarily IGTV is probably the best avenue.
Yeah,
I don't know. So
I
it
like
just depends
watching
on.
them, but I don't see myself ever doing them because I just watch them with the sound off and people look like idiots. Um, but at least if they add text, I may turn the volume on.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, have you watched yourself without the sound?
Did you see this? Really?
Sue sends me out like, you're gonna want the sound on for this one.
It's hilarious. It's just, it is what it is. Um, so in this one, you can see right here, you have the ability to post it to your Facebook. So let's share something different.
So if you want to go to both platforms, you use the Instagram version, and that allows you to schedule to both. But
Yep.
on that Facebook, it didn't seem to allow.
Both.
It was just Facebook. But if you use the Instagram, it'll go to both.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to download page 6, which is the Halloween one. I'm going to bump it up to 2. I'm going to go down and just pick page 6 and download it. And then maybe, where did it go? Happy days, guys.
But when stuff like this happens, I mean, this happens in real life. So a lot of people, when they're just trying something new, they think it's operator error. So at least when this kind of stuff happens, they know it's not always them.
It's just, and I've had literally no internet issues for a while now. Today, though, we don't even have the kids here on the internet. It's not even, I don't even know what's going on. Okay, so back to the Creator Studio. We are on the Instagram tab, and I'm just gonna put so on here, your goal is to provide value, create engagement, all of those things. So by saying, what are you dressing up as? Your audience is going to interact with that and comment. And then the more comments and things you get, the higher you're going to go on people's feeds and, all that fun stuff. And then when you add your location, which is something that you can do on Instagram, but you can't do it on Facebook and it doesn't transfer over all the time. Then when people are searching by location, you'll come up in all the things. Yes, Fred, I'll walk through kind of the Canva template part here in just a second. You guys know me, I'm all over the place all the time. And the internet not working is really a distraction.
Yeah, we'll answer that the next time she loses internet for sure.
So I just went in. This is another graphic that was in the marketing portal from LLC and just added it in there. I'm going to click the post it to my Facebook page as well. Here is the trick. If you get nothing else from this, there is also a little button right here that says publish. When you click publish or save over here to post it to Instagram, it is going to publish now on Facebook unless you go to schedule. Very, very important. I see people all the time and I know what they're doing. They're loading things in their calendar, but they're not going and clicking the separate schedule button to Facebook. And so then their Facebook feed is all of a sudden all of these month of posts, one right after the other. Because
so that blue button where you have publish, that's where I would think to click the down and schedule. But if I have to separately do that for the Facebook post.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you're going to do it for both. So you have to double up. So we're going to go on 10/31. We'll post it at 10 a.m. And then that's scheduled there. I always double check because, And then
that's huge. That's huge. Yeah. I mean, that's huge. I would never think that I would have to do that.
And it's kind of one of those things that, yes, that part is super inconvenient, but the convenience of all of this, I think, outweighs that inconvenience, in my opinion. And if it's something that you're worried you're going to forget to do, then just copy and paste what you're posting and go back into Facebook and post it there. So then you're also going to go over here and click the down arrow and click schedule on Instagram. So you have to schedule it twice, which again.
But that's what I liked most about Buffer is it was easy I didn't like things going to all platforms at the same exact time.
Right.
So as long as you know, like, yes, you have to do that, but maybe you want the Facebook to go out at this time, Instagram at a different, usually I would do like morning or afternoon. So I'm getting completely different audiences.
Yep.
So that makes it convenient to be able to do that versus other scheduling where I have to go in and edit and change the time.
And change it out.
So that you just have to remember it's just part of that checklist.
And if you forget, you can go in and delete it, but once it's out there, it's always out there. So click schedule. And then let's see, you asked about
the downloading of page 6. That was just the Canva because the Canva template had 6 different graphics for different days. And then you just downloaded the one for Halloween to be able to schedule that.
Right. And then if you want to see what you have scheduled, you can go into the post status and then drop down to published, scheduled, draft, archived. So you can go in here and see what you've got scheduled. So you can see it there. It just doesn't show it in the grid and all that.
Right. Just different. I mean, it's just different things. But if it was just me, it's free. I mean, you go to other platforms, you're going to be paying $50 a month or, depending on how many platforms, but.
Right. So that's Facebook Creator Studio. It's
how do you get to Creator Studio? I guess I should put a link somewhere.
So it depends. Sometimes it requires the business to be in front. Sometimes it does not. So here is how you get there. Can I put a link?
I just have to do it in the, let's see, I'm going to Google it. Or if you do it in the private, I think you can.
I'll be real honest with you guys. I Google it every time and just go to it from the Google. And I use it pretty regularly. So
I do love the fact that you can schedule. So can you schedule stories?
You used to be able to, and now I don't see it. That's kind of the thing too, is so you can do it on Facebook. But not Instagram. So the thing about Creator Studios, it's kind of ever changing. It's always evolving. And that, I think that if you're just using it simply to schedule posts, you're going to be fine. If you're diving a little deeper into it and posting, like I used to schedule in some stories, it doesn't always stay consistent on what you can do with it. So, and then I think too, the other thing about it is like it's not the same across every account. So there were things that I could do on my Homes 217 account that I couldn't do on our office account. So it's, it's kind of along the lines of some business accounts are able to have music on Instagram while some don't. There's really no rhyme or reason for it. It's just kind of, it is what it is. But yeah, so it's fun. I like it. I love Facebook Creator Studio. But yeah, so
it's not showing up for me. There we go. I had to put the video live in order to have it show up.
Are we not live anymore? Did you delete us?
No, we're live. It's just I was putting the comments, but I'm not watching it live.
Oh,
and
so
none of my comments have been showing up, so I had to go live, like watch it live. in order
So
for it to show up.
the links. So the other thing that Remax Corporate provides us is fun things to share with our audience or our sphere of activities or tips, or the Remax blog of 10 ways to prepare your home to sell it. All these different things. Lots of people don't know that that exists. So it does. Use it. I will show you where to find it. It is in our Remax portal. You go to Remax News, and then you wait.
I love these. I wish, and I get the only time I can actually get the thumbnail to appear is if I schedule in my whatever the publishing tools. Otherwise, I can't get the thumbnail. Like in Hootsuite, Buffer, none of those actually pull the graphic over. So I almost have to do a screenshot with the title in there. But if I schedule it straight through Facebook, the thumbnail pulls up. Drives me nuts. Mm-hmm.
So in here you have, you can pick, so it's that little hamburger looking thing on the right side. You have things for buying and selling a home, owning a home. This is kind of where I pull a lot from, just because everything else is kind of agent focused. And then, so there's just tons of articles that provide a value, and you can just share them out to your sphere, and you don't have to recreate the wheel. Like, it is completely time saving, almost effortless, just copy and paste.
I go to Remax's Twitter because they have the content and the emojis, and I just copy that and share it over, retweet, whatever. I'm horrible with the words. Like the graphics, I love. The words, I'm horrible at. So they do such a great job. I just copy paste.
And that's it.
Fred, let's see. He had talked about, I had mentioned on the BombBomb, if you wanted to pause. So, if you wanted to put your own stuff, or, so Kristen has in that graphic pack on Canva is one of the BombBomb social prompts. But maybe I want to add my logo to it, because what goes out from BombBomb is great. But I'm always looking to add a little, dust to it to make it my own. So you could, if you pause that, you can actually save that graphic, add your logo, and schedule it for a different time or something like that. Most agents just have the free BombBomb social prompt. So, with us having so many Remax friends, like at 10:15, we see the same post from, 500 people. I just like to schedule for a different time, maybe add a logo, just a little something that you could think about. I mean, if you pause something, it's just not going to go out. It's still there. But on the free version, it only goes to Facebook. Maybe you want that to go to all your other channels, and that's where you could, save that image, or something like that. And I love BombBomb social prompts, so it's not like I'm saying not to use that. I just like mine to go out a different time. If it's not like a day, like today is hand washing day, so I couldn't schedule that for, yesterday. But some of the other stuff, you could schedule for a different day. So your stuff goes out before, then the next day, 500 people looks like they're copying you. If that makes any sense.
Imitation is the finest form of flattery, Heather.
Yes, I have to tell myself that all the time.
Particularly today. So what Heather touched on too is that sometimes when we share things in Instagram, since that's where I live, I can't share a link in Instagram. I'm not a big user of the whatever Milkshake and Linktree. I have Linktree. I'm not going to put the effort in to go in and change it every time. I do love Linktree, but I'm not going to go in and change it every time I post a post that's like,
oh no, I just have a link that says blog.
Right. So that's kind of where it's like, yeah, nope, not going to do that. So I use another free to us tool, the URL shortener. So we have the DIY pumpkin carving that's on the in the Remax newsroom, where we can share the a template for a Remax jack-o'-lantern, which is pretty cool. So I want to share that out to my audience. I'll probably share the entire blog. I don't know. Depends.
We actually use these stencils for, I'm sure, have you seen, like, we do the ceiling tiles?
Yeah.
We use these as our stencil graphics for our ceiling tiles for our office for this. And then we made one for Children's Miracle Network. But these are what we use for our stencils.
But if I put this whole link in my Instagram text, like, no, don't do that. Please don't do that. So I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go into Mac Center, into the URL shortener, sing a song, dance around. And then I'm going to paste it in there and give it a super easy name or link that somebody can just see it and they'll remember what it says. The tricky thing is a lot of people go to Remax dot and then the slash, but it's rem.ax. Does kind of throw people off just a little, but I find that when it's valuable, they actually go back. And you can track how many views it's had or how many people have used it, so you know if the content you're providing is being received well by your audience. So I'll just give it some time here to
I actually use the Remax URL shortener to go to the link tree. And then using different URL shorteners for each, I don't know what link that's in the link tree account or whatever.
I love the URL shortener because it gives me the ability to show my sellers exactly like where the content I am providing is being received. So a lot of what I do is kind of hidden. So a seller's not gonna, if I could spell, can't even see what I'm typing. A seller's not going to be looking for their own house, so it's not going to come up. So then I can say, no, it is out there, and here is how many people it's reached. So it's going to automatically give you, the end of your link, but you're just going to click those three little dots and then click edit. And then you can change this back end. So I'll probably just call it pumpkin.
And that was really a game changer for me, is I liked Bitly because I could customize that tail.
Ooh, someone already stole pumpkin.
Well, it is pretty generic.
That is literally maybe the second time that has ever happened. That is how underutilized this tool is.
I know. I like to do for properties. I always usually do like the MLS number because then I know it's not going to be taken, or 123 Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
But once we were able to edit these, that was a game changer for me. I was like, I'm sold. Before I used it, but I liked Bitly because I could edit that tail, and that makes such a huge difference in it not looking like spam.
Right. Yeah. So I just called it pumpkin carving. So I will copy it. But here's what I was going to tell you guys. Let me go back to it. So in this that we shared, if you click this note, that link is right there. So you just have to click it and then you can copy and paste it. So that's where I'm going to go back through, and if it would be helpful to you guys, kind of give some words to say of what I would post. And then literally all you have to do is copy and paste the words and schedule it into your post. So
just like the Bomb social prompt. I mean, this is, but it's taken it to another level because you have more. So, I mean, we could go through and, collaborating with all the stuff that we have to be able to have something. But now that, Remax has that content calendar, there's more ideas than we'll ever use, and probably more than we ever should use, but everybody's different. I mean, this right here, oh my gosh, I can't wait.
It is incredible. So yeah, so then I can just go in. I got to download it. So Fred, so let me backtrack. I'm gonna go into a Google Incognito window so you can see what this will look like when you're going to the template. So if you go to rem.ax/October, then you're going to get the templates here. So you can see that they're all here. I used the photo that, who shared it? Sherry Schroeder. She shared a fall photo on the group or the class post and said, feel free to use this. And I just thought it was a really pretty, like, you still have the greens and oranges.
So
Yeah.
eyes are in heaven. Love this time of year.
So then if you just click use template and then you log in right there, and then it's not going to change it. So it won't change what I've created. It'll just create it as a new draft for you to use and edit out there. So then if you just want to, if you wanted, so what I like to do is go in at the beginning of the month and download everything. And then schedule it all out, and then I'm done and I don't have to worry about it, and I can sprinkle in my other content. I like to keep it consistent on the times that I'm posting things, so that way if I need to share a new listing or a coming soon listing, I know not to share it like at 11 a.m. because that's when my scheduled posts are going to be. So I'll either
do the same thing. So it's
9 a.m. or 2 p.m. depending on what it is. If it's a new listing that I just put on yesterday, obviously I'm going to put it on earlier in the morning. So you can go up here and you can download all of them, and that's its default setting. So it's going to default to download all of the images. So I'll just go ahead and walk through how that works, so that you can see how to extract them to then be able to upload them.
We could put a video on or something. Where's my music? I should have had one of the Remax Spotify playlists I could have been playing.
You could have.
I know. What was I thinking?
So it goes into a zip folder. It's not there yet. It'll be there real soon.
And I do these for my Bouge header. So I basically have 10 photos, all the kind of stock photos that Bouge has already, their stock photos. I can basically customize that first one. Then I just copy that customization to all of the photos. I download them all because I use that social template, which has a slideshow.
Yeah.
And now I have, 10 photos that people can scroll through, and really it becomes a no-brainer. And I like to rename them all to whatever the person, whoever the site name is, just because I feel names matter on a website.
You can rename all of these. I named the pages as the date that they were there. So it's going to download in a zip folder. So if you just extract it, you just go into your downloads, right click, extract all. I just extract it to the same folder to just, Heather probably saved in. So this is on I'm in Chrome, but this is now on my PC.
Okay.
So then here they all are. You can go in, and if you want to rename them so you know what the date is, and then they're just in there for you to use. It's probably easier if you just add them. Like, I'm the one creating them, so I know where they are and what day it is and what the date is. But it's probably easier if you go in and just rename them as the date that they should be posted. So you can do that. And then we'll go in here and schedule out a post of the pumpkin carving. So I used the October calendar, and October 26th is National Pumpkin Day. initially I probably would have posted this on like the 22nd or 23rd because that gives people a weekend to carve pumpkins, but National Pumpkin Day is a thing too, so we'll just post it on National Pumpkin Day.
I think that's when we usually would carve a pumpkin. Being in Florida, they don't last but a couple days before they get really gross and spooky.
Pro tip that I just learned, if you spray your pumpkins with hairspray, the squirrels do not eat them.
I've never had a squirrel eat mine. I have had them eat my cornhole bags when left outside.
They literally run away like a tiny little squirrel with like a mini pumpkin, and it's just like, how do you even carry this? Like you're a tiny squirrel.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I'll just put Happy National Pumpkin Day. So last year or the year before, I don't remember which, I actually did a contest with my audience of
carving.
If you carve the pumpkin, like we'll pick a winner, we'll post them all and pick a winner for a gift card, probably to Target. And I was just, I paused because I was like, this actually would be a really good pop by of dropping off pumpkins with the image already printed off for them. There you go. You're welcome.
I did try to do a Remax balloon prior to all of these, and that was quite entertaining, but we did it for like a Boo at the Zoo event we did. It came out pretty good. I was quite impressed because I'm not much of a pumpkin carver. I like the plastic, less messy,
Pumpkins.
Bad mom. Luckily, my kids are 19 and 17 now, so if they want to carve a pumpkin, they can have at it. Have fun.
Have you seen that video of the little boy that's like sticking his hand in the pumpkin guts and just like gagging every 2 seconds?
No.
Oh my gosh, it is hilarious. He's just like, bleh, bleh. Okay, so I always take off the beginning of it because we really don't need it. And then you have your post. Add your location. And then schedule for the 26th.
And since this one is strictly Instagram, there wasn't that double schedule post.
Yep. So what I would probably do is go into Facebook and share the link so that I don't have to have like an off image. So it shares just like you were saying, the article, and then the thumbnail of the article pops up. So then that one's scheduled. So
awesome.
Super easy.
So this is some awesome stuff. So we have the graphics, which we put the link in there. That's the rem.ax/October. If you use Canva, that's going to take you straight over to all those templates that Kristen's done. Then, maybe next month when we come up with November stuff, we can have little notes. I have a bunch of stuff I can send you for ideas or whatever, like thankful. I think I do like the Thankful Thursday thing or whatever. That I can't wait to play with.
And if you don't use Canva, take it from me and just use Canva. Listen to your friends. We're probably like shaking
we won't do you wrong. Like, we're not going to steer you wrong at all. And I know we've got classes in the groups from Canva classes. I mean, I don't know, from somebody.
When I say I don't like change, like I really don't like change.
I don't like the learning curve. Like I have zero tolerance for the learning curve. And I was very baby steps at doing Canva. I just knew agents needed a way for me to be able to do templates. And obviously they don't always have Photoshop or Illustrator. So I had to come up with something. And then, our admins to be able to help me, I needed to have a platform that was universal for anybody to be able to use. And eventually, it took 2 years, but I went over to the Pro.
The other point of it is like, graphic design and marketing, like that was my world. And I think that's kind of what like Canva kind of seemed like cheating on that skill, like to me. But there's so much you can do with it. I think when I first started using Canva, I really didn't understand that it was like just this whole place, this whole thing. And it's such, so I'll go back into screen share just so I can show you like I create many a design board. It is just something that I love to do. It's just I don't know. It's just kind of relaxing.
So Shannon has a good question, because I personally, like, if I post just to Facebook, I use the publishing tools to go to Facebook. I've never gone into the Creator Studio. So I think the benefit would be stories and the ability to schedule to Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how that will look with all my crazy, so many accounts. So I'm kind of curious on that, but they all are linked to their Instagram. So I'm thinking the Content Creator Studio is super beneficial for stories and the Facebook and Instagram aspect versus just Facebook, which I think that's what, when you're on a business page and you go to the publishing tools to schedule, I think that's why I was very curious on this.
I don't know who the no such thing as cheating things from, because it just says user. I don't mean cheating like at a game.
No,
I mean
right, because
cheating,
when you're doing the Illustrator, it's like you have a blank canvas. It's your brain just coming up with all this. And when you go into Canva, like, there's so many templates already done. So I use it for my inspiration. Right. Have I got lazy with the whole customization? Probably, but I can do so many more things as well.
Well, and that's where, so like this is, I like design boards are just, I have a lot of new construction clients. I have a lot of clients that are like, what should I do with this room? What should I do here? So, I mean, these are literally like images that I saved, and then you can go in and remove the background. Like that right there was like, I'm out. I'm done. Like this is worth it for me here. See y'all later. Because that takes a lot of time to do in in Photoshop and all those places. So, like I put a freaking blanket in a basket. Like you just
that magic background. Yeah. Cause when I stopped using the Photoshop, and even that wasn't always great. I mean, that you have the lasso and all this stuff, and it wasn't always perfect. Then I paid $4 a month for some clipping magic, which was, has been great. But right now that's in here.
I'll show you guys. Here we go. I'm gonna upload this poof. I'm gonna go to effects. Erase the background.
With your internet, it may take a while.
35 minutes. But boom, no more background. That's it.
I've been doing that a lot with just getting rid. I mean, with even what would be super hard in Photoshop, when you have, trees and just life in the background, and if you have black pants on and it's a shaded, brown tree next to you, those are super hard. But so far, I'm not having. Maybe one or two times have I had where it can't do it, but for the most part, yeah. It's awesome. And I know we have a video where the four of us came on and we all use Canva so differently. Mm-hmm. So definitely, if you're interested in Canva, go into the units or our videos and look at the video. I think, what was it? Me, you, Anna, Bree. Mm-hmm. And we all use it completely different. We have different design styles, different needs, and we all go into use it.
I haven't gotten into the video side of it yet. Like Bree is really good at the video and the motion graphics and the like quick stop graphic or videos now too. And like, it's still so new to me that it's like, give me some time.
No, but even presentations, like, Heather, you got to click on that more button. There's so many things in there.
And I just did like my cousin's menu cards and their welcome cards for her wedding. And like, they're just like, how did you just crank that out in like 10 minutes? I'm like, magic. Just
same
magic.
Like my kid's resume. I mean, like their father took them to the Word document, boring. I'm like, oh, no. Give that to me.
And then you have
And
QR
so
codes.
that came out, beautified resume, each submitted it, jobs next day. Mother's job is done.
And I think like, so QR codes are something that's kind of like a hot topic, right? Some people are like, that's like the 90s and we're over it. But I think for me, like, especially with COVID, I have seen so many more QR codes come up because it's just like, don't touch anything.
Almost every menu.
And you get it and you're good. Our local coffee shop like now has a QR code to order their gift cards. So it's like on their outside door. But
like Fred is waving to us.
Hi, Fred.
His profile.
High five.
High five.
But yeah, you can just create a QR code like that. So
no, there's so many awesome things. So definitely check out that video where we all kind of go in, play with the studio. And of course, if you have any questions on anything, we're all here to help. But this was fantastic. We went over an hour.
Shocking. I don't usually talk very much.
No, that was great. So thank you so much. And then we should all be back on, I think, at the end of the month with that whole competition that we've had going on. So I'm excited for that. But I think that's about it. So everybody can put comments below. We'll answer them as they come in. Check out Canva, check out the design studio, and we'll make sure that you have those links for the rem.ax/October to get all those goodies, customize them, save them, use that Creator Studio to get those scheduled for you. And that was great.
Yay. Thank you guys so much. It's so fun to interact and engage and get comments and feedback. So thank you guys all for being here and taking the time to join us.
Well, thank you for giving me more work to do today, because now I can't wait to go play.
Now you're like,
Game changer. Love it. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.